The Bills go to Jacksonville. It's the 6 versus the 3. Buffalo's favored by 1.5 on the road. I think a lot of that is due to the belief in who Josh Allen is and what Josh Allen can do on the football field, because the Jaguars have been playing really good football of late. But that really, to me, just right off rip, is what it's going to come down to, is that what can the combo of Josh Allen and James Cook give Buffalo, and like how much will they need? I guess that's the question I'll ask you all to start this off. Is like, what kind of day is Josh Allen, James Cook going to have to win this game? A good day? Are they going to have a great day? Like, are they just going to have to completely dominate? Because Jacksonville can put up a lot of points as well. So, kind of where y'all at on that, or do y'all think it's kind of irrelevant and there's a lot of other avenues for Buffalo to win this game?
I don't think they have to dominate. I'll be interested to hear JP's thoughts on it, but I feel like a good day from the two of them. And also, I think good day for Josh Allen is, better than most other quarterbacks' great days, or at least it's up there with him because he's so dynamic and he can do so many different things. But I think a good day from Josh Allen and James Cook, and then also a good day from the defense, I think would be enough for them to win this game. It'd be close, and they might eke it out. I think a great day and then a good day from the defense, and they could run away with this game, maybe get up big early, and then just grind away on the ground, because that's what Josh Allen and James Cook are capable of doing, even if they sometimes don't call the plays that way. Sometimes it feels like they don't use Cook enough. But, JP, what are your thoughts on that question?
Yeah, Jacksonville got off to a really slow start offensively to start the season, but they've won 9 of their last 10, and in those 10 games, they're averaging roughly 31 points per game. So I think it's going to have to take a world-class kind of effort from Buffalo to potentially flip that narrative. Buffalo is a top two passing defense in the NFL, so it's strength versus strength. Jacksonville has had success running the football, but in large part, it's been by the arm and the legs of Trevor Lawrence. He was a 4,000-yard passer this year. In that streak, he's having really, really efficient days. His two worst days were 158 through the air in a game against the Houston Texans. So maybe potentially look at that as comparable in this kind of game with Buffalo's passing defense. And the other one was the blowout against the Chargers, where he threw for 153 and he didn't have to play much of the second half. They were trying to burn a clock. But other than that, he's had performances of 244, 256. And then what I've loved is it's been touchdowns and touchdowns through the air and avoiding turning the ball over. 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks, 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Jacksonville is hot as any team in the NFL. They have one of the better wins we've seen this season, in my opinion, and winning at Denver and beating Kansas City early on in the year. They have a win at San Francisco early on in the year as well. That Chargers blowout is a phenomenal performance. So I think to the question, Josh Allen, James Cook, what do we need to see from them? I think they're going to have to control the clock in this game. I think they've got to keep Jacksonville's offense off the field. If there's any team I do trust to do that, it is Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. They've been phenomenal at doing that this year, and that is because they've been so good at running the football. James Cook, he was the leading rusher this year with 1,600 rushing yards. Josh Allen had a phenomenal year running the ball as well, plenty of rushing touchdowns to go along with that. So I think with their ability to have a great passing defense, which of course will force more incompletions out of Trevor, stopping the clock, and their ability to run the football, I think they will be able to control the clock in this game. And so then on that question, we look at the Josh Allen turnovers. He's played 5 games and maybe 6 this year where he's had 2 or more turnovers. In those games, they have only won 1. And the one game they won, Josh Allen scored 6 touchdowns to overdo the 2 interceptions that he had in that game and a win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he's got to protect the football. And he did that, over the final 4 games that he started and played the full game, which Jack still doesn't like. But in those games, he had 3 touchdowns, 0 picks against Cincinnati, 3 touchdowns against New England. And then even in the Philly game that they lost, did not turn the ball over outside of a fumble. So he didn't get to that true 2 turnover mark. And was able
Yep.
to protect the football. And they just couldn't, he couldn't hit 2-point conversion at the end of the game. And otherwise, you're talking about, Buffalo in a completely different light. They wouldn't be playing in this game. They'd be going to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
I look at Josh Allen turnovers, which of course I've mentioned every time I talked about a Bills game this year. And I do think if James Cook is able to run the football well, which I fully expect in a game like this, then I think they're just going to need really good performances from those 2 guys to be in a good spot come the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of the turnovers too, it's something Jacksonville's been really good at all season. They have the 3rd best turnover difference at plus 13 in the National Football League. 22 picks on the season. That is 2nd most of any team. So it's not only does it matter a ton for Josh Allen, obviously not to turn the ball over like you've just talked about, but it's not like he's going up against the Jets where it's kind of a given that he's not going to turn the football over. Jacksonville has a ball hawk secondary, and I mean their linebackers can make plays. He'll have to protect the football. It's a fantastic point. But yeah, anything else to add, Sanders?
No, I'm good. We can go and get into picking it.
Sure.
Right.
Is this
Yeah,
very much an
I got
aside?
one more thing to add.
Yeah, let me add my thing real quick, and then I'll get to you. Is this like it's? I'm trying to think who the Chargers play. Who the Chargers play? I'm blanking.
Chargers play Patriots.
Chargers play Patriots. That's a pretty good matchup too. Is this like the dreamboat matchup? It's Trevor Lawrence with his long flowing hair versus like Josh Allen.
I don't know.
fan
Drake
favorite.
May versus Justin Herbert would be up there as far as dreamboats go.
It's a couple quality matchups in that regard.
Well, it's not C.J. Stroud versus Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has that like the old man going for him.
True.
He's got the gruff, the beard,
True.
the man bun ponytail he sometimes has. He's got like a different kind of vibe.
Very much a different kind of vibe. But yeah, it's not clear. It's not clear cut, I guess. So never mind.
And then I mean, you've got well, I guess never mind. I was about to say the 49ers have Jimmy G on the roster. Does that count for anything? No. Okay.
Because it is Jalen Hurts. But then it's like
Ja-
Brock Purdy doesn't necessarily.
Boy next door though. Boy next door. You know.
Yeah.
You got to think outside of normal standards here, Jack. We got to think boy next door vibe. It works for him,
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think we can go ahead and pick this game.
No, JP has one more thing to
yeah,
add.
you go ahead. Go ahead, JP.
It can lead me into picking. Jacksonville's got the number 1 rushing defense. They give up 86 yards per game on the ground. And, I'm going to have to take care of. I personally think it's a stat that doesn't apply to this game somehow. I still think Buffalo's going to be able to run the football. I think they're going to have a good day running football. Jacksonville held the likes of Jonathan Taylor in check, but the other backs they played are Tony Pollard and R.J. Harvey and Breece Hall and I guess Michael Carter probably started in that Cardinals game. The Chargers without Omarion Hampton, Woody Marks twice, Ashton Jinty in that offensive line. Kansas City and their rushing offense. San Francisco, who's been really poor running the football this year. I think it's a part of the schedule that dictates the story there. I think Buffalo, my best bet is take them to have over 100 rushing yards as a team. It helps that Josh Allen gets to use his legs for that, but
Correct.
maybe even take James Cook over on his rushing yards. I think they have a great day running the football. I just really do, even with Jacksonville being statistically the best rushing defensive football. So with that kind of rallies into my pick. I'm going to disagree with my own pyramid here. My pyramid would have Jacksonville favored just by half of a point. And that is because when you're going to pick against the pyramid, you got to have a good reason. And Buffalo's a team of destiny. I think they are destined
What
to
a
make a
reason.
Super Bowl run. I think this is will be one of their hardest paths they're ever going to have because they win this game unless for somehow Justin Herbert wins a playoff game. They're playing at Denver next week, and then they'll have to probably play at New England in the AFC Championship game. It's going to be a hard path. It's going to be 3 games that look like this, where the spread is Buffalo -1.5. But I do think they're the team of destiny. I did think they'd get it done starting with this Sunday. Sneaky 1 o'clock window, which I think helps them.
Yep.
Crowd won't be up as much down there in Jacksonville. I think Buffalo travels well through this game too, because that's kind of been a factor in big games Jacksonville's had down there. Most notably, the Chiefs traveled really well in that Monday Night Football game. So I don't think the home crowd plays as much of a factor. Give me Buffalo. And what it's going to be a beautiful weather game. We haven't mentioned it yet, but it's going to be 60 degrees and sunny down there in Jacksonville on Sunday. But give me the Bills
Sure.
to win and cover.
Do you agree with taking the Bills, Sanders, or are you going to pivot?
Yeah, I'm also
Okay.
going to take the Bills. Are we going to have another 3-fer?
No, I'm going to pivot.
All right.
It is the NFL. Some chaos happens, and you can say, well, Jaguars are really good. Buffalo's only 1.5 point favorite. Like, that's not really chaos. But I think a lot of people, rightfully so, are kind of taking the mindset of like, well, yeah, Jacksonville's played really well, but their schedule wasn't really that hard. We've not really seen. It's not necessarily a proven bunch in the playoffs, and they're going up against Josh Allen and the Bills. Like, of course, the Bills are going to win this game. But I'm going to take Jacksonville to kind of pull off a semi-shocker, get a big win. It's going up against my totem pole, and it is some ways going up against conventional logic, but they've just played really well. I've been wildly impressed by them. I was high on them going into the season, and high being sneaking into the playoffs, and so I can't even really say I was right because they blew that out of the water.
Yeah.
They've played really, really good football, and I'm going to trust that to continue at least for a week and have them advance to the divisional round.
Yeah, and I meant to say this during our preview, but credit to the Jacksonville coaching staff because coming into the season, I vividly remember in that season preview being low on them because I said, well, the defense was not great last year, and they returned like 10 starters. So why would you bet on them being good this year? And they are. So that's a credit to the coaching staff, the development,
Sure.
For the schemes that they've put together to get the best out of the players they had on that roster last year, and it didn't go well. They brought them back, and it went well this year. So shout out to them and to the defense for playing up to that level.